Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Rajwant Kaur from DAV College Jalandhar. Today we are going to talk on module Criteria of Good Sales Forecast from paper Marketing Management. And after completing this module, you will be able to understand the concept of sales forecasting. You will be able to explain the significance of sales forecast, the various types of sales forecast, and a criteria of good sales forecast. Sales forecasting, it is the marketing activity that plays a vital role in the survival, existence, and success of business organization. A business can be either a manufacturing concern or a trading one, but forecasting of demand of the future sales, it is very much necessary in all types of business activities. Thus there is a need of accurate sales forecasting for the future in production as well as in marketing planning. A manufacturing concern must look forward to the future sales for its products, and on the basis of estimate made, the business organizations, they must develop its production planning. Similarly, a trader, he should forecast future demand for his product, and on that basis the required arrangements regarding the products, it should be made. Hence the sales forecasting and demand measurement, these constitute the building blocks of business planning and corporate operating strategy. The sales forecasting, it is very useful for financial planning, then production planning, human source planning, capital budgeting, then dividend planning, for determining the pricing strategy, then sales quota planning, and many more. When the actual sales turnover reaches near the sales forecast, then it means that the marketing, financial, and production decisions of the company, these are properly planned. Next, it is compulsory to know the major concepts which are used in demand forecasting, and these are market forecast, market potential, company sales forecast, company sales potential, and company demand. Next is market demand. Market demand for the product is the total volume of sales which the company could get from the sale of its products to the target group of customers in a targeted area in a specified period of time. Another is market forecast. The marketing demand corresponding to the industry level of expenditure and efforts is called as market forecast. Then comes market potential. Market potential is the highest limit which could be achieved by the company. Another concept is company demand. Company demand is the estimated share of the market demand at the alternative levels of a company's market efforts at a given period of time. Company sales forecast. This is the expected level of company sales based on the chosen market plan and in an assumed marketing environment. Company sales potential. This is the limit of which the company demand could approach by various marketing efforts. Let us now discuss the significance of sales forecasting. The sales forecasting, it is very essential for the success of any business organization. Sales forecasting, it is the major element in conducting the business, for carrying out the business. A good sales forecast, it will definitely help to conduct the business in a more strategic manner. So some of the points which highlight the significance of sales forecasting, these are: number one is production planning. Sales forecasting, it is the requirement for the production planning of a business. The expansion policies of the firm, these should be based on the sales forecasting, or else if it is not done, then there might be overproduction or underproduction, and consequential losses may occur. Next is control of business. For controlling the business on a sound footing, it is a necessity to make budgeting of costs and profit, which are based on the forecast of annual sales and prices. Then another point of significance is inventory control. The proper control of inventories such as raw material, intermediate goods, semi-finished goods, finished product, spare parts, etc. These all need an accurate estimate of the future requirements, which is generally done with the help of forecasting. Next significance is growth and long-term investment programs are possible. Sales forecasting is necessary in the determination of growth rate of the firm and its long-term investment programs in terms of capital budgeting expenditures. Then comes stability. Stability in production and employment over a period of time can be made successful by the management through proper forecasting of the market demand and other business variable. It also helps in the smooth functioning of the business operations through counter-cyclical and seasonally adjusted business programs. Economic planning and policy making, it is also helpful through sales forecasting. Sales forecasting at economic level is of great help to the policymaker for the better planning and rational allocation. The import and export policies can also be determined by government in view of a long-term sales forecasting for various goods and services in the country. Let us now discuss about market measurement and forecasting. Market measurement and forecasting generally mean to forecast the sales. Sales forecast is based on assessment of market demand. Market demand is not only influenced by the market price of the product, rather various factors are present which affect the market demand of the product, such as marketing mix, 4Ps, and marketing environment like level of competition, consumer behavior, general economic conditions, then fashion trends, government regulations, etc. To measure and forecast the demand for any product, the markets could be classified in different ways, like potential market, available market, present market, and also target market. Available market means a set of consumers who have a purchasing power and access to a particular product. Potential market, it is that set of consumers who express a sufficient level of interest in a marketing offer in an industry at a given price, a given level of expenditures, and given commercial condition. Target market is a part of total market that company decides to pursue. Present market, which is also called as penetrated market, constituting the set of consumers who are using the company's product. Our next discussion will be on process of sales forecasting. The sales forecasting process includes various steps like determining the objectives of forecasts, then determining the sales forecasting premises, then a selection of forecasting methods, collection of data, analysis of data, interpretation of analysis, formulation of assumptions, then translating the results into forecasts, applying the forecasts to the company operations. Let us now discuss these steps in detail. The first step of sales forecasting process is the determination of sales forecast of the company, and the general purpose of forecasting is related to the short-term decision making and to formulate the marketing strategies in the different areas of marketing mix. Next step involves the determination of key factors which adversely affects the future sales of the company, that is determining the sales forecasting premises. And for this, the factors affecting the sales of each product, a program of demand analysis including the studies of economic factors, motivational considerations, and competition are usually necessary to isolate and measure the impact of various factors influencing the sales. Next step is selection of forecasting methods. So there are numerous forecasting methods or the techniques, and perfect choice of a method is must because it is not possible to use all of them as they would be uneconomical for the company. The choice of method is generally determined by the purposes of forecast and kinds of information which could be obtained in the process. Further step is collection of data, and the correct choice of a reliable forecasting method. In the early step, it paves the way for gathering all the information which is available and relevant. So by this, next is we try to collect the data. Then comes analysis of collected data. The process of analysis of data is not an easy process. Like for the projection of past sales, some statistical techniques are used which involves some judgment. When opinion methods are used, great deal of subjectivity enters into the process of analysis. That is why much care is to be exercised while analyzing the data. Next comes interpretation of analysis. As the future is uncertain, the conclusions drawn from the sales forecast may invariably involve some margin of errors, and to reduce this margin of errors, it is advised for the analyst to check and recheck the work. Ideally, two or more analyses should be carefully studied and the best possible forecast is to be adopted. Next step is formulate assumptions. The ability to forecast accurately, it depends on the ability of the forecast to make good assumptions concerning those factors which are not possible to be measured. Another step is translate results into forecasts. The deductions and assumptions made in the above steps need to be translated into specific sales projections so that they become useful to the company. Another step is apply the forecast to company operations. This step really takes the forecaster into decision making along with other types of information such as various marketing research findings. The the forecast must be transformed into a marketing strategy. The efforts put in the whole procedure, these are adequate reward in the translation into an effective action plan. A criteria for good sales forecast, actually Joel Dean has laid down a criteria for good forecasting method, and it includes certain elements or essentials like accuracy. Forecast should be accurate as far as possible. Its accuracy must be judged by examining the past forecasts in the light of the present situation. Then comes plausibility or understanding. So it means understanding of the management about the method used for forecasting, and it is essential for a correct interpretation of the results that the method should be understood by the management. Another criteria is simplicity. A simpler method is always more inclusive than or understandable than a complicated one. Then comes economy. So it should involve lesser costs as far as possible, and cost must be compared against the benefits of the forecasts, and obviously the benefit should be more than the cost incurred. Another criteria or essential is quickness. So good forecasting or good sales forecast should yield quick results. A time consuming method may delay the decision making process, which does not remain useful for the company. Next comes flexibility. So there should be possibility of changes to be incorporated in relationship entailed in the forecast procedure from time to time, and it should be maintained up to date. There must be kept provisions for making changes according to need. So what are the various decision making areas which are based on sales forecasting? So these can be number of salesmen required. These decisions are taken on the basis of sales forecasting. Then allocation of sales quota to salesmen, determination of sales force compensation plan, determination of sales territories based on the market potential. Another decision area is regarding advertising and sales promotion programs. It also includes decisions regarding physical distribution and channel selection, which are taken on the basis of sales forecasting. Then pricing decision and strategy, production plans, inventory control and purchasing, and estimation of standard costs, budgeting and controlling expense, and planning requirements. These are based on sales forecasting. The forecasting of total demand, it includes certain steps like first of all defining the market, then dividing the demand into main component parts, forecasting the demand drivers, and making a sensitivity analysis. Let us now discuss these steps in detail. So first is defining the market. So before forecasting of demand, it is essential to ascertain and define the market in which the products of the company are sold in terms of present and future customer potential. The product demand is governed by number of factors such as economic development, population, tastes and preferences of the consumers, like this. And in defining the market, all the potential consumers have to be considered. Then comes dividing demand into main component parts. So there are generally heterogeneous consumers of the products. Thus, the market could be segmented on the basis of geographical conditions, literacy level, composition of age, income, buying behavior to know when the purchase is made. Next comes forecasting the demand drivers. The drivers which help in the forecasting of demand on the basis of different factors which influence the future potential are known as demand drivers. Demand drivers have to be identified for each segment of the market differently. The main method used for this, or the main method used in the analysis in this analysis, is regression. Regression analysis helps to establish the historical connection between various factors and demand. But only limitation of this method is that it uses the past data, and past data cannot be taken as guaranteed for future prediction. Then comes sensitivity analysis. After the making of demand forecast, then the analysis of the risks have to be made, which help in forecasting of the error. The identification of maximum and minimum level of errors helps in the critical analysis of the demand. Thus, then careful analysis of various drivers is done to forecast the respective effect upon them. There are various limitations of CS forecasting and difficulty in understanding marketing trends. This is one limitation, and there are lots of factors which may affect the market. Any factor can be overriding factor at one time. So this requires the constant observation of the market, and market analyst must be constantly be alert to identify the changes in consumer behavior. So here the point is that marketing trends keeps on changing, so our forecasting will also change, and marketers, they must remain conscious to make the forecasting very successful. And if he does not do this, then obviously the results of CS forecasting will not be as desired by the marketer. Next limitation is the ambiguous concept of demand. Actually, the concept of demand, it is not clearly understood by each and everyone in the same manner, and used in a different way by different analysts. Many words, these are used to express demand, like international demand. Demand can be national demand, it can be industry demand, and company demand, and so on and so on. Sometimes many faulty assumptions are developed regarding the demand, results in the inappropriate demand forecast. Then there is a difficulty to understand the competitors' plans. The competition in the market, it is a dominant factor which affects the sales forecast, and when we ignore the competition in the market mechanism, obviously the sales forecasting, it will not be useful. So constant efforts must be made to understand the plans of opponents or the competitors or the rival firms. Then another limitation is that exact forecast, it is not possible. So the management of the company must understand that this fact that it is quite difficult to make precise forecast. A certain amount of error is always involved, and this could be either due to slippery nature of the market, that it is or changing nature of the market, and wrong judgment of the analyst. Another limitation can be a wrong selection of forecast technique. There are many techniques of sales forecasting, like opinion of executives, opinion of sales forces, Delphi method, correlation, regression, a time series, and so on. The right selection of method depends upon the expertise of the analyst. The expert should verify the results with alternative techniques also. And then comes expertise of executive, which may be lacking. The ability of executive associate with the task of sales forecasting. It also determines the degree of accuracy achieved in case of forecast. So it is only qualification and experience that can guarantee the accuracy and the best results in the domain of sales forecasting. So limitation or any deficiency on this aspect may make the whole forecast wrong. So students, let us now summarize what we have learned in this module. Sales forecasting, it is aimed at predicting sales on the basis of analysis of past sales performance and future market conditions. It guides a firm to look at the future objectively. A firm which reviews the past and aware of the present, and the firm which analyzes the future opportunities for prediction of future demand, it will definitely be successful. Data generation, it is the prerequisite of any professional organization on the basis of which the sales decisions are taken, and this data is taken from all the micro or macro sources. Moreover, the internal strengths and weaknesses and future opportunities and strengths, these are also taken into consideration while forecasting the sales. For this, reliable, valid, sustainable, and substantial database is necessary just to have the prediction about business trends, cycle, and future business possibilities. And various techniques of sales forecasting could be used for this purpose. The marketing information system, it comprises of the data collection, analysis, recording and processing, and also maintaining of the information. A sales forecast forms the base of planning decisions of the company. And for a marketing department, sales forecasting, it is the key to planning of promotion programs, strategies, or policies, management of sales force, reallocation of the sales territories, then planning of plant and warehousing facilities, and all the other activities of marketing. The marketing information system or, or these databases, these are naturally a must for reliable sales forecast as well as business planning. The general purpose of forecasting, it is related to short-term decision making, and also formulating marketing strategies in the different areas of marketing mix, and in determination of sales forecasting premises, the factor affecting the sales of each product, a program of demand analysis including the studies of economic factors, then motivational considerations and competition are usually necessary to isolate and measure the impact of various factors influencing the sales. As the future is uncertain, the conclusions drawn from the sales forecast may invariably involve some margin of errors. So, to reduce this margin of errors, it is advised for the analyst to check and recheck the work, and ideally, two or more analyses should be carefully studied, and the best possible forecast among these it is to be adopted. Thus, we can say sales forecasting. It is that branch of managerial forecasting which projects the sales for a future period in a specific market under certain conditions, and guiding the resources allocation and marketing efforts in the for attaining the organizational objectives. However, sales forecasting, it has its own limitations. Thank you.